In the run-up to the unveiling ceremony for its new RS, Ford rolled out the red carpet for the car's forebearers. Visitors to the carmaker's facility in Cologne loved it. The first RS was built in Cologne, says Thilo Merke. The carmaker launched the 15 MRS and the 17 MRS in 1967. Thilo's club is happy to have the chance to present cars from the model's history. The first of those two models featured a 55-kilowatt, 1.7-liter engine with a paint job sporting racing stripes. But it was body details in the 17 MRS that would define the special model's look. Its standard V6 engine packs 66 kilowatts of power, but customers could also opt for a racier 79-kilowatt version. Inside, the dash and dials emphasize the car's sporty image. Thilo says the first motors were powerful but conventional. Later, Ford introduced turbo engines, fuel injection, and four-wheel drive, special rally racing technologies, and Ford brought them to the street. The brand first brought out a street-legal rally-style car in the 1960s. Because of its grille, the Escort RS was fondly known as the dog bone. The RS 200 was an extreme example of Ford's technology transfer. Developed for Group B rally races, its huge air intake scoops fed a mid-mounted engine. When rule changes forced designers to return to more conventional vehicles, the Focus became a rally car. But even the street-legal RS pulled a respectable 154 kilowatts out of 4 cylinders. Its successor, also a front-wheel drive vehicle, was a real eye-catcher. Drivers could call on its up to 500 newton-meters of torque when necessary. Amateur racer Frank Freudsheim says this car still has its original 5-cylinder motor, and to handle it you have to watch the RPMs and torque. That means you can either torque it up close to the red line or shift early and pick up speed through torque when you accelerate. Ford started the countdown to the official launch of the latest generation RS with a surprise appearance. The prototype was piloted over the carmaker's factory grounds by rally racer and internet phenomenon Ken Block. On the way to the presentation, it was his job to show off how well the car handles, even when pushed to the limit by maneuvering past some expensive obstacles. It was a final test for the new RS, which looks set to find a new fan base outside the sport as well. Guests were impressed. The Pro was too.
Well, I mean, I'm very happy that Ford has developed, the RS again, brought the heritage back of the RS brand, but on top of that, developing it with all-wheel drive and more horsepower, than they have in the past is amazing. So it's been really cool to be a part of the development process on such a very good car.
The audience got a look at what the new top-of-the-line Focus can do, but only saw the final design after it had been put through its paces. That's when Ford pulled off the wrapping paper on the new compact made in Cologne. The look is radical for the carmaker. Ford design manager Ernesto Rupar says the Focus RS was developed here in Cologne, but the overall design was a joint effort with the Ford Performance team in Detroit. Performance is everything in the compact sports car segment. Cooling, aerodynamics, and technology have to be top-notch. The model's head engineer says its motor, which is the same as the Mustang's, has a 2.3-liter EcoBoost. It's been fundamentally altered and adapted in the RS. It was implemented in conjunction with the all-wheel drive, of course, he says. That latter feature appears to have been made for Ken Block's extreme driving style. He's glad Ford has implemented the change.
So I've been pushing that for years, and Ford really listened and listened to not only me though, but the customers, that the customers wanted that too. So really, you know, that initial development of the all-wheel drive and the idea, that was something I was able to help with. And since then, I've been able to help with you know, the testing and tuning of the all-wheel drive system and the suspension. So that's mainly what I've been involved with.
In combination with a car maker's torque vectoring technology, the all-wheel drive can distribute up to 70% of the engine's 235 kilowatts of output to the rear wheels, and up to 100% of that to the outside wheel in a curve. So lateral acceleration of up to 1 G poses no problem. Hungry fans will have to be patient, though. It's still unclear exactly when the new RS will hit the market.